Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. You're going to have a great time in the next few minutes hearing from really good strategies from some CEOs and entrepreneurs in Arkansas on the Shrimp Tank, where we teach you how to go from a shrimp to a shark in the business world. Hello and welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Arkansas Shrimp Tank podcast. I'm your host, Rich Jensen, along with my co-host, David Sims, and our special guest today, Tina McCord of ZUNI Learning Tree. You know, every week on the podcast, we like to bring you the highlights of what went on during the 30 minutes or so of the podcast in video form, so you can kind of see the guest and also hear some of the most important things that we pulled from it. And we pulled some really good things from Tina. She's a great entrepreneur, has a really, really good, it's not really a product, it's a service, maybe it's a social change, I don't know. But
it's an educational movement, really, as we talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful show. And Tina, one of the things we asked you was, tell us about where you got the name ZUNI, Z-U-N-I, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Share that with our
and
viewers.
what it actually does, because it took me a while to grab it too.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. So the name ZUNI came because I was just like sitting at my table, being a teacher, we have this way of consonant, vowel, consonant, thinking about words, breaking them down. And I wanted something that just kind of had like this zing thing to it. It's kind of a good rhyme to it. Made people smile. To me, it's very important when you name something that somebody smiles from it. And ZUNI, I think, really kind of found me more than I found it, because it just popped into my head. And I said, ZUNI. I said, well, let me Google and see what it is. I love the ring to it. And there are many different connotations, but one of the main ones I enjoyed was that the Native American tribe, and how they were a peaceful tribe, and the men and the women ruled equally, and they were just a very loving tribe. And I was like, ZUNI it is. And it's great that we picked it, or that it picked us, because now when I go to schools, people are like, hey, I've got my ZUNI on, I've been ZUNIing. Did you ZUNI today? I found this on ZUNI. So it kind of it's taken on a life of its own, and it's very exciting. And
so it shows up in the dictionary under noun and verb.
Yes, exactly.
Right. That's exactly
So
right.
share with our viewers a little bit about what ZUNI is.
Okay, great. And so ZUNI is a web-based platform that was designed to help our teachers feel like they have the assistant they dream about, need, and deserve, and also help our parents and students to feel that same way. So it was founded because I traveled around the nation teaching teachers how to use technology in the classroom. I'd worked with teachers from an administrative level, and I'd been a teacher myself. And we come into education with our really big hearts, and we want to make a difference. We want to help our youth to just be all that they can be. And then we get inundated with so many new initiatives, so many new tools, so many new things, and it's hard to figure out how to actually get all that implemented. So I just had this brainchild of, if we put things in one location, would it make the lives of our teachers just a little bit easier and ease some of the pain points for our parents and our students? And so that's the very humble roots of ZUNI and how it got started, and then has evolved into a platform now. Should I talk about it being a foundational tool?
Yeah,
go for it.
Absolutely.
So it's evolved now into more of a foundational tool that we can actually ignite movements through. So if you think about how Facebook was used by different media outlets to be able to sway an election, and they could do that because they had 340 million users on the same platform, and they had information about those users' interests and ideas, so they could very much target what they're doing. Education is very much in need of a foundational platform where we can take information about learning, and we can help different learners to be able to grow from different styles and different ways, to help our teachers to be able to grow in different ways. So we need a tool that can bring everyone from the silos into a place where they're working together, so we can ignite learning movements for everyone, students, families, educators, administrators across the nation and around the world.
Wow.
And we talked to you because you're in your next round of fundraising right now.
That's right.
And so I think David asked you, said, what have you learned most about that? And you gave a really, really good answer about, and I think I've heard it on the Shark Tank a lot. So share with our viewers.
You got to know your numbers, and you have to be able to speak about them confidently. Sometimes for me, us as women, we especially can sometimes have a difficult time talking about numbers. And I really, even myself, had to gain a confidence. I understood my numbers, but I wasn't confident talking about them. And you have to be able to stand firm when you're challenged on them. And if you know your numbers, you have no problem standing firm when people are questioning whether you're firm on your numbers or not, or where did you come from, where did you get them from. So you really have to be comfortable in mathematical exercises and knowing how to just, again, confidently talk about your numbers and where you can go in your product.
It's interesting. We had We had a venture capitalist on, Jennifer Hopp of ATO Ventures, and she talked about people that come to her and say, well, yeah, the market's this big, and if we just get 1% of the market, she goes, that's not numbers, that's hope.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
And so you are in the middle of fundraising right now. You got a really good option, so I want you to share with that with our viewers and as we wrap up. And then just wrap up with the most challenging aspect of being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Real quick about your fundraising, and then what's the most challenging aspect it is for you.
Okay, great. So fundraising, we have a $180,000 opportunity, which is very exciting because the state of Arkansas provides for companies, some companies, they provide what's called tax credits. So that means if somebody invests $10,000, they will get from the state of Arkansas 33.33% back in state income tax credits. So if you have a high tax bill, you can use those and apply it against it and reduce your tax bill. Or if you don't have a tax bill, then you can sell them to somebody who does and needs to be able to reduce that tax bill back for like 87 to 89 cents on the dollar. So basically a third of your investment is pocketed back in if you want it or used for your incentive, and that's exciting. So we had $300,000 worth available. We raised $120 on it. We need to get $200,000 to activate the tax credit. So we definitely are actively after the 80, but $180,000 is available. It's a great opportunity. Just think about, oh, I wish I'd gotten into Facebook when they started, or I wish I'd gotten into IBM when they started.
That's right.
So get into ZUNI with your tax credit while we're starting.
That's right. Foundational learning.
That's
Exactly.
right. We're about to make a change.
So like you said, the most challenging thing is face your fears and see how weaknesses can get in the way, right?
Yes, you definitely. So when we talked about the biggest challenge of entrepreneurship, it is you have to find peace with being afraid, because you're going to be afraid. And when one person says fear is just the opportunity for you to show your courage. And so you just have to be able to keep moving forward, because you will be challenged on every front, personally, every direction, professionally. And if you can find peace with that, and you have the outlet to help you find peace, you'll be able to stay the course.
That's very good. Great
so, Tina,
show.
we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today, and I encourage our viewers, go back and listen to the entire podcast. You'll learn a great, and you might decide you want to invest. But for people who want to invest or just find out more about ZUNI, what's the best way for them to learn more or get a hold of you?
Great, thanks for asking. So you can reach me at tina.mccord, MCCORD, at ZUNI Learning Tree, ZUNI learningtree.com. You can also reach us out on our website, zunilearningtree.com, and there's places there to contact us from there as well. So please do, if you're interested, we'd love it, and we'd love to have further conversations. We're doing exciting things, and I think it's really cool that it's female-led ed tech from where? Oh, Arkansas. Let's do it.
That's right. That's right.
That's why it's the Arkansas Shrimp Tank. Right. Hey, if you want to catch the full podcast and you don't know how to do it, you can go to shrimptankpodcast.com/Arkansas. We have all of our past videos there, podcasts there as well, and the YouTube channel has all of our past videos. So until next week, stay safe, and remember, to become a shark in the business world, we all start out as shrimp.